All right, folks, we are going to have to talk about this one here. Now, we're looking at a black conservative perspective. It is black conservative perspective. I was right. Greg Foreman, which, by the way, if you're not subscribed to him, make sure you do go over there and subscribe to him. He's one of the best news analysts on the internet. And, of course, we're looking at an article right here. Unpacking claims GOP's, quote, big, beautiful bill lowers age of dependence from 18 to 7 years old. Because there's some nonsense that's going around right now whereby people think that the age of dependency has been lowered from 18 to 7 years old. Now, you see that this article is coming from Snopes. Snopes is a vehemently left-wing website. They like to go in there and do fact-checking and whatnot. And mostly it's against conservatives and Republicans. But every now and then, they do step out of their bubble and go in there and correct the nonsense that a lot of Democrats and leftists like to kick out there, such as lowering the age of dependence from 18 to 7 years old. Now, if we go over here and look at the article, let me get rid of that shit because now I'm going to get my email address. You see in the box right here, key points. A Democratic congresswoman, among others, claimed the U.S. House Republicans' One Big Beautiful Bill Act lowers the age of a dependent from 18 to 7. See, they like to trade on the Americans' ignorance of not following along with this stuff. It's always been a one big trick after another. Lie. Because if you go to the second bullet point, the budget bill lowers the age of a dependent from under 18 to under 7, but only in the context of the Supplemental Food Assistance Program. Otherwise, and it's actually not, it should be SNAP in right there. It should be Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program, not across the board. So what this means is if your ass got kids, you're going to have to get up off the couch and go get a job, because now the age of dependent to qualify for the program, the Supplemental Nutritional Food Assistance Program, or food stamps, as it's more colloquially called, the age of dependency is going to be from 18 to 7. And that's completely fine. 18 years. To 7 years. That's how the program should have been. And in fact, for the longest time, it wasn't like that. But probably under both Republicans and Democrats, that age kept getting ratcheted up to a higher limit, such that it now is sitting at 18. And so this is only for this particular program. But once again, the Democrats and the Never Trumpers are hoping you are ignorant enough to not sit there and realize that, wait a minute, this is only for a one particular program. No, they got you believing that they lower the age of dependency from 18 to 7, which means you're going to put your 7-year-old to work, which is absolute nonsense, because there's other child protection laws in place which would prevent children from working. And once again, this is all it takes is a little bit of sense on the part of the people. But of course, and see, you got the right here breaking in a shocking moment. Rep. Chantel Brown exposes the cruel MAGA plan that lowers the age of what we call a dependent child from 18 to 7. This is nuts. This is absolutely nuts. They got 15,000 likes. And it got a 1 million views. So it's a bald-faced lie. It is an absolute bald-faced lie. And of course, it says, and this is right by Snopes as well. Many people took it to mean that the alleged definition of dependent would be 18. But of course, the IRS has a different meaning for what it means to be a dependent. Like, for instance, my daughter is currently in school right now. She has a job, but I can still claim her as a dependent on my taxes. She's 19, or will be 19 in August. But then also at the same time, under Obamacare, a dependent is considered to be age 26, so long as they are still staying under the same roof or attending school. So there are all different types of definitions, but But again, ultimately, we still have child laws in place, child labor laws in place, which prevent kids as young as 7 and going into the workforce. But of course, the damage has already been done, because now we got all kinds of single mamas. Let me start over here. Actually, let me start over here back with a Black Conservative Perspective. You saw I just switched over to MTR, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews, and Anton Daniels, because they got some stuff today. But I'm going to go in order here first. Let's first go over here to Black Conservative Perspective. He got a whole bunch of mostly single women that are getting ready to just fly off the handle. And I want you guys to go ahead and listen to this. So hold on one moment and let me go ahead and play that here.
Cutting off the welfare. Take a look.
Trump is changing the dependent age from 18 to 7. So I just need to know in August, are we sending them back to school or are we sending them to work? Because if the dependent age is now 7, you trying to say they dependent. If I'm not mistaken, back in the day, they used to work at that age, right? So is he trying to tell us that they need to go back to work? Because I don't think Trump know that these kids ain't regular kids. These kids will flip out if they ain't got they tablets. Now, is we putting them in IT? Is we teaching them kids how to code? They might like that. They might like that. We're going to have to figure out them some jobs, because they ain't going to do regular jobs. They barely listen to them teachers. Like, these employers is about to catch hell. They going to be babysitters. And don't put me at the same company as my kids. I don't want to work with them. I already got to be with them at home. Like, y'all done already took them out of school, so now y'all want them to work, and then don't put them as the same company as me. Like, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. Like, and how much is you paying these kids? Because if you my 7-year-old he needs to get paid well. He can't work for pennies, so that ain't gonna work either. Then you can't even disrespect that kids. Because now they got to leave their job to go to this job. They're going to probably, oh, my Lord. Trump ain't thinking this out.
Somebody ain't thinking it out, and it ain't Trump.
He ain't thinking this out clearly. And then the big families is definitely going to get the most, like, to hit the most. Like, all, like, them single parents, they got, like, 8, 9, 10 kids. They going to feel it the most.
By the way, this is precisely why they are changing that, because there are a lot of people who stay on welfare and stay on food stamps because they have a whole bunch of damn kids. And this is to disincentivize them from, hey, we're going to have a whole bunch of damn kids and we're going to stay on welfare for 14 years or whatever nonsense. More on that in a minute.
So the Republican Party in Congress are trying to change the age of a dependent to the age of 7. They want to classify anyone over the age of 7 as independent to save a few dollars in the SNAP program. So let me get this straight. Your new pint-sized independent is probably still in a booster seat. Your new pint-sized independent cannot cook dinner for him or herself. Hell, in 13 states, you will go to jail if you leave your pint-sized new independent home alone. Hell, I guess in a minute they're going to change the new pint-sized independent minimum.
Oh.
And before we get to this woman right here, back to that other lady. Now, here's the reason. If the cutoff age would be 7. So that means you have 7 years, pretty much 7 years, to get eligibility for SNAP, for food stamps. But then after that, your child is 7. That means your child should be in school, right? From 7 to 18, pretty much. Each one of those years, they should be in school for the free lunch program and get to qualify for the free breakfast, free lunch. That's the time that you can be working, right? And earning an income so that you can buy buy food for dinner and for whatever's going to be on the weekend, right? Nah, these people all only see it one way, because again, the Democratic Party, that rep, what was her name again? I forgot her name already. These people are forgettable, but they do so much damage. Where is she again? Shonda Brown, I think is what her name is. Yeah, Chantel Brown. It's like, yeah, so much damage she's already done right there. Let's go back and hear this other woman before, and let's continue.
And something a lot of people aren't aware of because they can't read and, whatever. The big, beautiful bill changes the age of dependence from 18 to 7. So you folks that get a big old check at the end of the year, income tax return for all of your dependents, they're over 7, no more.
See, she for a woman who just insulted everybody who doesn't read, she doesn't read herself. And again, this bill does not impact how the Internal Revenue Code defines a dependent. No relation whatsoever. There's so many different definitions of what a dependent is. And that's why you need to make sure you have a qualified person who knows how to read the bill. Doesn't necessarily have to be a lawyer. Just someone who knows how to read the bill or read the law to understand what's going on. This woman ain't one of them.
You can't claim them on your taxes. You can't claim them when you get benefits like SNAP. You can't. So how you?
Trump literally just said that if you over the age of 7 years old, you are no longer dependent. That 7-year-olds can go and.
By the way, I like how they keep saying Trump, like as if Trump personally wrote this bill. Not understanding that. See, this is another thing. It just realized the ignorance of all these people and a lot of people in America. Frankly, bills originate in Congress. All Trump does is sign them, or in the president's. All the president does is sign them. But these guys all think it's because of Trump, because that's how the Democrats want to paint this. We got to associate this with Trump somehow. Let's continue.
Work a job as if they were an adult. He's literally treating any child over 7 years old like an adult. And it's crazy because America is literally watching it happen. That means your 7-year-old is considered an adult. That 7-year-old, after the age of 7, they are no longer dependent on their parents. And the majority of the reason why he's doing this is because he said that over the age of 7 can no longer be claimed on food stamps. That if your child is over the age of 7, everybody know that the black families or whatever community, the white families, whoever's on food stamps, everybody knows that you get more food stamps per child. But Trump is literally saying that after 7 years old, you can no longer claim a child anywhere as a dependent.
See, first of all, is she saying adult or adult? I think she's saying adult.
The child is over the age of 7, everybody know that the black you are no longer dependent. That 7-year-olds can go and work a job as if they were an adult. He's literally
Yeah, she's saying adult. Oh my God. It's adult, but okay. But again, this is what I want to say to all the people who these overeducated idiots that go and make these programs. Notice how she already understands the game, and how she also says that a lot of people also understand the game, which is why, going back to the earlier person that talked about black families that have a whole bunch of kids and everything. If you have a lot of kids, you get to stay on these programs basically in perpetuity. If you have a lot of kids and you need a supplementary income, that's the one they need to do next. Supplementary income, you get more money per kid. And we're going to get to that here in just a minute with Mediocre tutorial on one of the videos he found. So they are gaming the system, and this new requirement, this limitation that is being put in with the bill stops this stuff, because once your kids hit 7 years old, look, no longer getting SNAP, no longer getting food stamps, You got to get yourself a job and go support your family.
it's so crazy, huh?
I'm gonna leave that right there. So I'm gonna link this in the chat, rather not the chat, but the description. So if you want to go watch this video from Black Conservative perspective and get his analysis, I will leave that there. But let's go ahead and go over here to Mediocre Tutorial and Reviews. By the way, all the videos I'm going to link in my description, so you can look at all these fine men and their analysis on these types of issues. They're all smart men. They all are well accomplished online and with the YouTube and within the social media space. So make sure you give each one of these guys a follow. But this video that I'm getting ready to play right here is what really set me off and tell me that I need to make a video of my own on this. This woman, the woman that's going to be coming up here, everyone should be pissed off at this woman and her entitled attitude as to her position on this entire thing going on. Let's go ahead and play this here right now.
And children, yeah, it's going to impact them the most. But why are they having that many children when they can't afford it?
I have been on welfare for 14 years.
You hear that? 14 fucking years. 14 years this woman has been on food stamps, welfare. And other than her mouth, look at her hair. She keeps herself well together. Look at her nails. House is well lit. That door back there looks pretty new and everything. So she looks like she stays in a really nice place. 14 years on welfare. And when you read the caption right there, $2,200 cash benefits. I'm not getting a job. Let's let her open up her mouth and keep on going.
14 years. Since I got pregnant with my oldest, I have been getting food stamps and cash assistance. Just recently, I was put on Section 8. I've been collecting disability for me and my kids now for almost 3 years. They are now trying to tell me to receive cash benefits, to be eligible for cash every month. Okay, I get.
By the way, these motherfuckers get to vote. And you know they are always going to vote Democrat because these Democrat motherfuckers are going to always give benefits to people like this. This is why I sit here and say in the future that our biggest problem is going to be all these single women who are running around acting like 3 or 4s right now. When they get in their 50s, 60s, and 70s, and they can no longer do the shit that they used to do when they were younger, they all going to turn to the government. And they don't want to ask the government to provide them with more and more assistance because they ain't going to have children in their lives. Or if they do have children, them children ain't going to want anything to do with them. Or they ain't got a man in their life and they're going to have to rely on somebody else to do all the stuff for them. This woman, let her finish before I go off on a huge tangent.
$2,200 a month in cash. That's not food stamps. That's cash.
Damn.
That I have to work a minute.
By the way, $2,200 a month. That right there and it looks like she's getting it for 6 kids. $2,200 a month. Where's my calculator? I need my calculator. Where's my calculator? Let's see here. If we do $2,200 a month and we divide that by what? That's 40 hours. 40 hours a week. 40 times what? That'd be 160. So we would say 40 hours a week divided by 160. That comes out to $13.75 an hour. That's just below minimum wage in most states. And she's getting that just sitting on her ass. So of course she's not going to go out and get a job. Why the hell would she go out and get a job making $13.75 an hour when she could just sit on her ass and collect $2,200 a month? And then on top of that, she's not just getting, and you notice she said that it was not just cat or food stamps. That's cash money to her. So she's getting food stamps. She's getting the supplemental income because she says she's disability. She's probably getting other stuff too. She's going to be getting Medicaid. This woman is coming up, and of course, so many in the government wants that to be. They rather have her be hooked to the government as opposed to being hooked to a man. But she's more than happy to have a man give her 6 kids. That's the scam here. But to call that shit out would be to get you called a misogynist because you're against this shit because, hey, you're a man. You don't need to worry about that. Why you want to hold the woman down?
Minimum of 20 hours a week
Yeah.
to be eligible for the cash. That's the whole point. I refuse to work. I don't want to work. I want the taxpayers to support me and my 6 kids. That's the whole point of being on welfare.
I beg your pardon?
Remember I said a second ago.
Dr. Umar Johnson is right. I beg your pardon. This is the first time he's right about a snow bunny. Except she's not a snow bunny. She's like a what? A snow vulture? A desert vulture? Because you notice she just said, hey, I don't want to work. I want the taxpayers to support me. She's not, she's not even a vulture. She's a leech. She's a damn leech. This video right here should go back to wherever it is, whoever state that should go back to that disability office and play it there and say, nah, we taking you off of all of this. It was your choice to go in there and have 6 kids. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that because I don't support abortion in any way, shape, or form. Thank you very much for having the 6 kids. But you should have stayed with your baby daddy. You probably have several baby daddies, don't you? But man, I tell you, the gall of this woman to sit there and say, I won't go get a job because I want the taxpayer to support me. Bitch. Let me let MTR speak on this.
Go an anti-finesse system. This is what I was talking about.
Kids. That's the whole point of being on welfare, is sitting on your ass and collecting money for literally doing nothing. So now they want to take my cash benefits and force me to go get a job? Are you kidding me? No. If you take my cash away, that's taking income, which means you're going to have to give me more in food stamps. I already get over $4,000 a month in food stamps.
This woman makes more money than me now at this point. Let's go back to our trusty calculator. And so 22, so she says 4,000, that's 6,200. $6,200 a month divided by 160, that's $38.75. Actually, I don't think she makes more money than me, but she makes good money. She makes more money than most Americans times 2080, which is what HR generally use to average out the number of hours that if you're doing 40 hours a week consistently for 52 weeks, that's $80,000 this woman is getting in cash and cash equivalents. And then on top of that, at the end of the year, I bet you that $2,200 is not taxable to her. The food stamps definitely is not taxable to her. And she's probably going to get a cash refund because she's going to claim each and every last one of those dependents on her taxes. She's qualified for the earned income credit, the earned income tax credit, the child tax credit, and any other deductions that might be coming her way, or credits that might be not deductions, because she's probably only going to be eligible for the standardized deduction because she ain't got no income. So this woman is coming up. Like I said, other than her fucked up mouth, which, oh my goodness, she's got nice nails. Her skin looks okay. Her hair looks done. She's got clean clothes, and that Section 8 house that she's in, it's probably in a really good neighborhood. The average annual income in America is $61,984. This woman is making $80,600. $80,600.
What are you gonna bump it up
That's
to?
crazy.
$6,000 a month. in
She's
food
rich.
stamps? I don't need that much food. I need cash. This is bullshit. This is not fair.
These are your
The gall of this woman. And then she says, I'm going to need to get more income. No, you ain't getting income. That's why it's not considered taxable. Getting a handout from the government is not considered taxable. This is a winch. This is a winch. And look at that. She's got arm tattoos. Let's see how much an arm tattoo costs. Average cost of an arm tattoo. So look at that. And it's not a full sleeve. And it's not even a half sleeve. But I would say that it costs anywhere between $200 to maybe maybe about $600-700 for those tattoos. And of course, if you got tattoos like that on your body, you probably got tattoos elsewhere. Now, I'm making an assumption that those are not henna tattoos, but even still, that's still a luxury to buy is a henna tattoo. I mean, my goodness. Let me let MTR just speak on this just a little bit, and I'm going to go over to the last video I have to show where all this shit ends up if these laws go through.
anti-job, anti-career assassins. They don't want to work. They don't. They want you to pay for their existence. Now, what's so crazy is that, within my life, I work so hard to make this whole thing work. I work so damn hard. I know you within your life, the majority of you guys, especially if you in the MT Army or the MTRers, what's up? You guys work so hard in order to make y'all lives work. But there are those that you are supporting. Like, did you know that? Did you know that your hard-earned money, which is being transitioned into tax dollars, is going out to support women like this that prioritize laying on their back, becoming pregnant for 9 months over the ability to support those children? How is this right? Now, she's talking about all of her benefits and what's required of her, but we're really just talking about SNAP within the confines of this video, even though she referred to that as well. But I really think that because of so many people have been finessing the system for so long now, that this new bill or this new introduction is an overcorrection. Maybe later on in a couple of years, it's going to get corrected in the other way, but I do think that it is an overcorrection to a degree.
And that may be true, but MTR is saying right there that it's an overcorrection. But that's the thing about systems. When a system is so badly managed and taken advantage of, it is natural to have an overcorrection. Just think about the election in general. We went so far to the left with all this LGBT nonsense and all this woke bullshit, the weaponization of government and law enforcement, that there was a massive overcorrection, and thankfully it worked out. But it wasn't an overcorrection to boot. But in America, was like, nah, this is what we want. This is exactly what we want. We allowed unfettered illegal aliens to come over here without any type of check. And this is the same thing right here. The welfare system has gotten so out of hand in this country. 14 years on welfare. And she said her oldest. So I'm assuming her oldest is 14, maybe going on 15. 14 years on welfare. $2,200 cash benefits. $4,000 in SNAP food stamps. Section 8 housing. And obviously, they also have Medicaid. So she is easily clearing six figures. She is easily clearing six figures. Let's look right here. So $2,200 cash benefits or $4,000 supplemental assistance. And let's just be generous and say that her mortgage is $1,000 a month. So she's saving $1,000 a month on the mortgage. And then let's say that for each of her kids plus herself, she's going to be getting about what? $1,500 a month that she's saving in health insurance costs. That's $8,700 a month. We divide that by 160, multiply that by 2080. Hold on, let me go back. Let's see, CE. Let me start that over again. I messed up on my calculation right there. $2,200, $4,000, $1,000 for the mortgage, $1,500 for the health insurance divided by 160, 54.375 times 2080, 113. Now 113,000 a year that she's getting in cash and cash equivalents. And like you said, this might be an overcorrection and it might be due that we need that. But here's the thing. Whether it needs to be done or not is a different question. But the fact of the matter is this overcorrection is going to get a whole bunch of people caught up. Let me go ahead and go to the last video I want to look at here. And this is from Anton Daniels. I owe $35,000 for food stamp fraud after lying about being homeless.
Turn your pastime into your full time.
Baby, when people be like, girl, how you get food stamps? I wish I get food stamps. You better start lying. That lady called me and said, ma'am, I said, yes, ma'am. She gonna say, what's your address? I said, ma'am, I don't have no address. I've been homeless for 3, 4, 5 months. I have nothing. My family won't let me stay with them, ma'am. I'm starving.
By the way, me personally, if you homeless, I would immediately just say, nope, you're not qualified. There's no way we can verify your home address. You're not qualified for the program. Oh, that's heartless, Chris. You're mean. You're cruel. Yep. There's no way to go in there and verify your home address, verify anything. If we need to get in contact with you, now it caught up with this one, but let's continue.
While I'm kicked back in a 3-bedroom and everything, living lovely. Then she gonna say, man, what's your job? So I don't say, ma'am, they won't hire me anywhere. I don't have no job. I've been putting application after application. It's just like nothing work. Yeah, that lady was on the phone. She said, ma'am, I'm so sorry for all of this that you're going through. She said, we just shipped your card out. You should have about $1,000 on your card from last month and this month, and your balance and your payment every month is gonna be $300. I was like, thank you so much, ma'am. Like, you just don't understand how hungry I've been. Let me tell y'all something. This was wrong with y'all. I know y'all mama ain't tell y'all. You don't gotta tell everybody the motherfucking truth.
This is one of the reasons.
Oh, I'm not gonna let Anton preach. You guys, if you guys want Anton to preach, I will leave that link in the description. But man, I tell you, don't be this woman right here. And then on top of that, why do these people post their crimes online? Why do they post their crimes online? Huh? You didn't think this video would get back to them? Well, it must have, because here we go. Here's the catch up. Here's the catch up.
Telling her business, saying that she lied to the food stamp people, and now she over $35,000. Check it out.
So y'all remember that time that I got on TikTok telling y'all about the food stamps? Do y'all remember that time I got on here and told y'all about the food stamps? Why the fuck did they turn my food stamps off? And I gotta pay back.
Why does she curse so much?
$35,000. They turned my food stamp off, and I gotta pay back $35,000. Now I'm fucking aggravated because how y'all didn't know I was playing on here? Y'all just running with shit. But them motherfuckers really turned my goddamn food stamps off, and I have to pay them back $35,000. I don't know where the hell I'm gonna get $35,000 from, but I have to pay them back. So y'all, watch what y'all put on the internet, because everything is not for the internet. And I learned that. Now I'm sitting here stuck, hungry as fuck, no food. And I don't got a fucking $35,000, so I don't know where they think I'm about to get that from.
So that means,
I tell you, the gall of this woman to sit there and try to pass the blame. I tell you, women are allergic to accountability, aren't they? The gall of this woman to sit there and try to pass blame onto everybody else. Oh, why didn't they figure out I was running the game? Nah, see, here in America, we still try to see the good in people. Me personally, like, nah, I ain't trying to see the good in people and whatnot. I'm skeptical of people. I'm very skeptical of people, and I judge. I generalize and I stereotype. But most people ain't like me. They try to treat you. They try to live by the good book. They try to live according to biblical teachings, whether they are atheist or Christian. They try to. And so they took you at your word that you were homeless, that you were looking for work. But you were so puffed up with pride. You posted your shit on TikTok and didn't think that would get back to someone. I'm going to tell you something right now. Someone you know personally snitched you out. I bet you that's what happened. They got so pissed off at your behavior. They snitched you out. They took your video and they went down to the disability center, whatever you guys call it, whatever state you're in, and showed it to a rep. And said, this person right here just told you guys a lie to get food stamps. And I'm with Anton Daniels. Like, why is she cussing a lot? I dropped a couple of cuss words here and there, but it's like, dude, calm yourself down with all that language. But I digress on that point. Someone you know snitched you out. Someone that white woman on the MTR's video, someone that knows her. They gonna snitch her out. Trump ain't playing with you motherfuckers. Right after I just get through telling her to not drop the bad words. Trump ain't playing with you fools. He wants you guys to get up and become productive citizens in society. Or go get married. Either one is being productive. But, hey, you reap what you sow. You sowed a lie, and now you are reaping the product of that lie. You owe $35,000. Better figure you better get to start to working. That's the only way you're gonna pay that down. Those are my thoughts. You guys jump down in the comments, let me know what you guys think. And make sure you do like, share, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. All that stuff helps me out. And if you watched all the way to the end of here, I really appreciate your support. You guys take it easy, and I will catch you guys in the next video.